Have either of you experienced an ARP treatment before you came?
Never.
Okay, so this was all new to you.
Yes.
So we came in with a certain agenda that we might be doing a certain body part, but then after we did the evaluations, I think both of you guys were low back.
Right.
Yes.
And so that tends to be a chronic thing for you, Greg, right?
Right. It's always been a chronic thing. When you get flipped in football and don't make it over, and you start injecting it so you can continue to play,
yeah,
it makes it worse. And so it's been a labor of love just to live pain free.
Yeah. Oh, it's so awesome. You know, I used to forget what it felt like to be pain-free when you lived in pain for so long. It's like I wouldn't even recognize it. And now that I've been blessed, going on 7 years pain-free, I don't like pain. It just has to be a little bit like, hey, what's going on down there? It's like, that's not normal. We need to nip that in the bud right now and get past that. So for Greg, with you, initially, your upper body, you've just been running forward for so long that your upper body and your lower body had a lot of kind of like a pivot, a tension on that pivot. And so initially the ARP, that's where we kind of dialed in. And we focused, and gosh, it was just the very next morning, I could tell your posture changed.
Right.
Could you sense that?
Yeah, you could sense it. And then, like, probably the easiest thing, I told myself, because, I called friends on the phone. He'll tell you, I could dial up a few friends and said, man, this is something's different here. Staying at a hotel, you never get a choice of what kind of bed you're going to sleep on. And so we've got 2 soft beds. I sleep on an extremely hard bed because it makes my back feel better. But I was able to get up the next morning, and it didn't feel like it felt like I'd been sleeping on a hard bed. And I know the beds are soft, but because I know my body, I could right then I knew, this is a little different. When you get off the machine, you know something's a little different because I have a TENS unit that I have at home, and to kind of block some pain now and then. But once you turn the machine off, it's off. It's done.
Immediately,
but when you unplug yourself from the ARP machine, 2 hours later, you still feel your body contracting. Yeah. And so, something's different. And the good thing about it is that, I don't know if you said it when it was here, that sometimes pain is good. Yeah. It can be painful when you're doing it, but, it's no different than the pain from squatting.
No.
Pain of doing a bench press at 330 and you straining out of your mind. And that's the same kind of workout you're getting when you get that. And like I said, the thing that pretty much amazed me is I woke up the next morning feeling, pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And for me, after the initial treatments, I could tell the difference. And it just made me feel looser, more relaxed. And even when like this morning, I went on my run, and I felt a big difference in how the effort that it took. Before, it felt I had to hold myself up, but now I just feel so loose and relaxed, and I felt like I could have run for another 30 or 40 minutes.
Just glided a lot easier.
Easier and everything. So it's just awesome.
So for the listeners that don't really know what ARP therapy is, it's a direct current that also has a patented wave on top of that direct current that sneaks this direct current into the body to actually engage the muscle and flex the muscles much like you would do, but you don't have to try to do it. And so what we find is when we're searching on the body for the disconnect, and it might not be where you actually have pain, but wherever your nervous system has detached itself from those muscles, from whatever injury or strain that you've done in the past, certain parts of the muscle you have good control over, and then other parts might be a little flaccid or a little bit weaker. And it's not for lack of trying.
Right.
We try, but our injuries and our disconnects from our body have an impact. And you guys don't realize it yet, but it has a huge impact on your brain too. Because we did baseline brain maps before you came, and we did them here at the end, and we've already taken a peek, and there's been some tremendous change in just 3 ARP treatments.
Right.
And so what happens, why we're doing the physical treatment itself, the nervous system is reintegrating back into the muscle, and it's learning how to take over control of that muscle again. That's unlike a TENS unit where you're just trying to fatigue the receptors so I can't lift the muscle and the muscle relaxes. This is actually giving you control of those tissues again. And so you can tell by each treatment we did, the pads change places.
Yes.
Until today, it's most likely your final treatment, and that's going to be where you're going to go home and now you're going to work those areas aggressively, and you're going to find a stability and a strength that you thought wasn't even possible to obtain again, you know, as we continue to age. And so I've seen so many people and have that breakthrough so quickly. And so for both of you, it was interesting. You're a low back initially the first part of the week, and then today it went up into between the shoulders now. So now you're really feeling it. And so what it is we hook these units up to the damaged area of the tissue, and then we crank it up as much as they can tolerate, because you are feeling a tingly and a grab, and then we're going through motions for that area. So if it's a shoulder, we're raising this arm up, and there's going to be certain parts of that motion that, oh, you hit a wall, you couldn't do it. And you're like, I don't think I can do it, doc. And I'll say, oh, there it is, and you get past that. And then by the end of that treatment, you're going right through that zone without a block. And it's like your nervous system learned that fast how to control that. And we've seen people's muscles pop and the strength come back so quickly. So it really is exciting. And so we're not only feeling better and having less back pain and less discomfort, but you're feeling free. Like you got motion again, and you can go do things. And we're not, you know, what was interesting with you, Greg, is your brain map was revealing that a part of your brain that controls the muscles that differentiate the upper and lower torso, that was compromised a little bit. And that was exactly how you presented. And that was gone on today's brain map. So again, as we change the body, the brain changes. So any symptom that we're feeling in the body can be related back to an irregular brainwave pattern, because this is the motherboard, this is the computer that's controlling all that. So I've spent a good part of my career dressing brain, reprogramming brain function, and then waiting for the body to catch up. And now we have this amazing technology that the body's catching up as fast as we're changing the brain. And just to be able to have such an aggressive change in such a short period of time, it's the best secret ever kept. You know, it truly is.